Good afternoon. The Arts Council for Monterey County welcomes you to our weekly online segment, Artist Spotlight. I am Karen Lee Garcia, Programs Director, and today I am pleased and honored to welcome the Executive Director of Big Sur Fiddle Camp, Leisha Chapelet, and some of her team, Artistic Director Edwin Wizinga, and musician and instructor Rick Chulu. Thank you all for joining us today to talk about your magical program and how you all have adapted to this year's offering. So thank you guys so much for being with us today. And
thank you.
Thank you. And
pleasure.
Yeah, thanks. And so I'm just going to introduce our audience to who Big Sur Fiddle is. So Big Sur Fiddle Camp is a music program combining professional musicians with children, teens, and families, held in the mountains of Big Sur. Their mission is to imbue children from Monterey County and beyond with a deeper connection to music by providing an unforgettable music education experience. Founded by Leisha Chapelet, Tashina Claridge, and Grace Forrest in 2008, the Big Sur Fiddle Camp is a nonprofit organization in its 13th season. And now I want to introduce you to Leisha. So she is one of 4 generations of female working artists, is a painter and a sculptor, and she was born and raised in California and believes in the 3 elements of the Chapelet family story: Big Sur, art, and children. Created the Big Sur Arts Initiative with Aaron Gaffel, and owns Rancho Rico in Big Sur, which she lends out to the Big Sur Fiddle campers each year. So welcome to our weekly segment, Artist Spotlight. Thank you so much for being here. And now we're going to open it up, open up the doors to you. To have to have you share a little bit about how the Big Sur Fiddle Camp was impacted during this time of shelter in place, and what has been your response?
Well, thank you, Karen. Thank you very much for having us provide this opportunity for Big Sur Fiddle Camp. Sometimes we think we're out here all by our lonesome, way out in the hills of Big Sur. And this is an old ranch that my grandfather owned, and then he turned over to several family members, all of which are supportive of the camp coming here and the musicians kind of taking over the sound space, at least in these hills. So it is different now. We have gone online like so many of the camps, but in a very different way than most. We are not actually delivering classes from Big Sur Fiddle Camp, but we are delivering our instructors directly to our students and a wider array of anybody who wants to join us through our website. Mm-hmm. So for this year, Big Sur Fiddle Camp can be as large as it wants to be. Usually we're limited to about 75 combination of about 50 students, 20 teachers, and another 10 or so volunteers. But this year, it can just grow and grow and grow through the music waves on the online classes. And
what has been
one of the things?
I was going to say, what has been the response? I know you had a welcome session. How is that different than your normal welcome, first day to camp?
Yeah, well, our welcome session was online. And so on June 14th, instead of opening as a full-fledged camp, we opened on the internet, having our teachers come online and give a little demonstration of what they're doing during the COVID time to stay motivated, some practice tips, and then asking all of our students to hand us a video of themselves. So both teachers and students are doing this, and we have it posted on our website so that they can then interact one-on-one and hook up for classes or for just questions or whatever it is that furthers their musical interest this summer. And our staff are of 20 teachers has been incredibly willing to take part in this. Two of our gifted musicians that are with us today are Rick Shalou and Edwin Huizinga, who you just mentioned. I want to introduce Rick because Rick has been on this peninsula. Most of you viewing today, if you're from the Monterey area, you'll know Rick. He's been playing pretty much weekly or daily on this peninsula for the last 50 years. And one of the things that's amazing about Rick is his generosity of spirit. He is a bassist and he will join any band and make them sound better. He's also a teacher and a great songwriter and a guitarist, beautiful finger-picking guitar. And so he has generously agreed to give you a song today and tell you a little bit about his practice during this time. Go ahead, Rick.
Thank you, Lesia. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here and to share this virtual stage with all of you. Yeah, I find that in all of my life, and most particularly during this this interesting year where we've been inside so much and unsure of so many things, that music has been an incredible way for me to process and to get in touch with the things that I'm feeling. And then I think one of the beautiful things about art is that we take these things that are so often painful and confusing, and it becomes something beautiful. I mean, how many of your favorite songs or favorite symphonies have sadness in them, have passion, grief, whatever? So I'm going to do a little song for you that came out of one of my major emotions or activities, which is procrastination. And so that's, you know, instead of berating myself, which I often do for not getting down to writing a song or whatever it is that I'm supposed to be, think I'm supposed to be doing, I decided to address the feelings that I had and what I've been doing, and with less judgment, just to describe that. So this story starts with doing nothing, and it goes into love and death and the importance of music and ritual in our lives. If you can follow me here, if I can follow myself. All right, you ready?
Ready.
I spent the whole day sleeping with the cat. Heaven knows there's nothing wrong with that. But I did not get to the things that I set out to do. But if the cat don't mind, I guess I don't mind too. The car won't start and the driveway's full of snow. Heaven knows I've got no place to go. But the stove is warm and the wood is dry. I can read by the firelight. I won't get far, but I'll be alright. When it's over and the race is run and all you'd won is lost, heaven knows there's no point in counting up the cost. But if I could live it all again, I'll tell you what I'd do. Drink my wine a little slower, knowing it'll soon be over, and spend a little more time loving you. it's over now, the race is run and everybody's lost. Heaven knows there's no point in counting up the cost. But if I could live it all again, I'll tell you what I'd do. Drink my wine a little slower, knowing it'll soon be over, and spend a little more time loving you. Up all night just trying to write a song. Heaven knows why some dreams stay with you for so long. But I'm for any ritual that helps to pull us through. And if the cat don't mind, I guess I don't mind too. If the dog don't mind, I guess I don't mind too. And if God don't mind, I guess I don't mind So that's an example of, for me, transmuting and using some of these uncomfortable feelings and things that I might be trying to cast away and criticizing myself for even, or angry about, and turning it into art, turning it into music, and then sharing it, being able to give it away, and then it becomes something maybe that the world can use.
That just felt like a very long exhale for me. Like any stress, I just feel totally at ease. And I thank you so much for sharing that with all of us today. That was
you're so welcome. And this is what we love to do with the students. There's so many examples of kids that come up with amazing songs. Legia was talking to me yesterday and reminding me that all kids are songwriters. If you listen, even 1 and 2 years old, they're singing songs, they're talking about their day, they are already doing it. Yeah. And all it takes is for us is to give them a vessel and a container to feed that's already there. And that's what I find the miracle that happens, incredible miracles and surprises and undescribable events that happen in this Fiddle Camp cauldron that we get to do most every year, except this year. But so I think at this point, if I'm correct, I'm going to turn this over to Naima, and she's going to give another example of the same thing. Are you there?
Hi. Hi, Naima.
Hi, Naima. Hi.
You want to introduce maybe who you are and?
I'm Naima Nascimento, and I'm Lija's granddaughter, and I've been going to Fiddle Camp pretty much like my whole life, and I wrote a song a little while ago, and it got put on Facebook, and a lot of people have seen it, and so I don't know, that makes me feel a little bit more confident about my songwriting. And today I'm going to play a different song for you guys, and it's called Living with Adults. It's about quarantine, basically.
Okay.
Leaning on my dog after a whole lot of pancakes, and now I'm hungry for something a little bit savory. I need someone fun to brighten my days in this world of adults. somebody young to tell me a joke that I can understand. I just need a friend I can talk to, and a friend to hold my hand. 'Cause it's kinda sad here. My best friend's a goat, and my mother is pregnant, so I can't lean on her anymore. My grandparents are salty, but I need something a little sweet. And my loving Auntie Lukey, always upstairs, reads all day, hardly ever see her face. I need someone fun to brighten my days in this world of adults. I need someone young to tell me a joke that I can understand. I just need a friend I can talk to, and a friend to hold my hand. In the time of Corona.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
goodness. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I have a young daughter, so that just, you almost have me in tears hearing the words, hearing your songwriting. Thank you so much, Naima. That was beautiful. And it really embodied, I know, what my daughter must be experiencing. And I know that that song is probably helping a lot of, you have to get that song out there. I know that's going to help so many children. So thank you so much for writing that. That's beautiful. And for the other song that you wrote, the BLM song, I watched that video, and we'll definitely be sure to direct others. We'll put that in our Facebook feed and have everyone.
you.
It was beautiful. It was very powerful, and like Rick was saying, just I know you've probably been writing songs since you were little, and now look at what you're creating. So thank you so much for sharing that. And Leisha, did you have something?
Thank you for hearing.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I think Naima says it pretty well in her songs, so I'm not going to say anything more about her at the moment. She might pop up in a video or two as we go along, but I wanted to tell you that so making videos with the kids is another way that we promote them having fun with their music, and them taking videos of each other, them posting their videos, giving them back to us, or taking videos of them, and trying to keep the whole circle of communication going and motivating for them, especially when they're alone in a house with adults. We'll see Naima later.
Yeah.
Let's see. So
I
yeah,
can,
just not seeing faces this whole time has been a big deal for all of us. I think, I wanted to show us just when we are all alone and there's nobody around, doing something playful, like maybe you have a video there of Naima playing with a couple of dolls.
I do. Let me share that with the audience right now.
It's a great image. Oh, well, okay, this is good too. This is an actual practice.
Oh, let's see if I have the other one. I think this is the one.
Yeah, the one where she's with the two little mannequins.
Yeah, I don't
making them bandmates. If you can.
Upload it, but can I play this one?
Sure, play this. Play a little bit of it.
Okay.
This is an original by Naima and her friends.
It's really hard very hard not to play the whole thing. I'm sorry. We'll be sure
That's
to
okay. That's all right.
upload the other video. I did see it, and can you talk about that a little bit? And what made her decide to make those
Right.
people?
Well, so the one you just showed was an actual practice with her instructor with earphones in the computer on a Zoom class that she was doing, and they were recording parts, so she had her earphones in. But yeah, she kept saying to me, and I think a lot of kids say, well, why should I play? There's nobody here to play with. You've heard all my songs, Mom and Dad. Why should I do this again? So, you know, to be fun and to lighten up the mood, we took some pillows off the couch, dressed them up in coats and hats and ties, and then she interacted with them in, sometimes they were her band, sometimes they were her audience. She changed their names, and it became personages that she could act with and interact with musically. It was just a helpful, fun thing to do. Let's see. So I want to start going in the direction of Edwin, who's waiting patiently here, and letting you know that this past week we did a trial of a mini camp. So normally we're 40 to 50 strong in our student base, and this week what we did was 8 students and 1 TA, and 3 teachers. And so we had just a number of students that would fit around one table. It was rather an amazing experience, and Edwin helped create this week and teach all week, along with 2 other, a voice teacher and a guitar teacher. Well, one of the reasons we wanted to do this is we feel there's been so much breakdown of trust between everybody. There seems to be a huge lack of trust between our neighbors, between who used to be our friends, certainly of all of the commercial venues and of who we meet on the street. The whole lack of trust, somehow we need to weave that back together. And we felt that taking on a few other families and making them our quarantine instead of quarantine, that we act as a team inside and create a little bit larger family, just expanding the family, would begin that ripple of trust that we need to rebuild. So we did that, and I'd like to show a small video of Fiona working with the girls on some harmony. Do you have that video up there, Karen?
Yeah.
And then turn it over to Edwin.
Okay. There we go. There's some music in the background right now. I don't know whose music that is. But
I know. I don't know where it's coming from. I'll mute myself.
There, it was Edwin. So here we go.
Every time I feel this way, this old familiar sinking, I will lay my troubles down by the water, where the river will never run dry. I'm gonna let myself feel it. I'm gonna let myself feel it. I'm gonna let myself feel it. I will lay my troubles down by the water, where the river will never run dry. Awesome. So, what I've noticed is,
That was great. Oops, we have her in the background. I want to join the quarantine.
So if we could turn it over to Edwin to talk about, if Edwin could lead us with a song that he taught, and then tell us a little bit about what it's like working in a small group of kids and anything else. Thank you.
Sure. Hello, everyone. My name's Edwin. And I can't tell you how incredible it feels to have been making music over the last week with just a very few kids, and the amount of emotions and sort of questions that have been coming up for everyone from age 1 to 100, I think, in the last few months, has just created this, just an even more sense of the necessity of doing something really beautiful that just gets your endorphins going, that you can share something with even one person. So one of the tunes that I fell in love with during quarantine is from a really, really amazing band from Scandinavia called Vessen. However, I actually found out about the tune from a more recent band based in the United States called Hawktail, because they did a cover of this song. So I just became in love with it, and it became one of these earworms for me. And I brought it to the kids at our little tiny mini camp, and I just thought I would play you once through the tune so you could also enjoy it. It goes like this.
Oh, I want to hear more.
Oh, we had an epic version that lasted about 5 times through the tune. And so, you know, children today are so incredible. I mean, they have a million ideas. And I have so much hope for the world, because I just see the unbelievable beauty and thoughtfulness and creativity and kindness coming from all of these kids. So I think if we let these children and our youth shine and be who they can be, I think we're going to create a better world. And so, I mean, even coming up with this tune, a couple of the students said to me, "Oh, let's slow this down. Let's do something different. Let's wind it up. Let's drop out. Let's have only strings and no plucking instruments." Like, there were just so many ideas. And a lot of Fiddle Camp is just about listening to what these children want and can do, and we're there just to help coax them along and maybe make some extra suggestions. I built a small little recording studio in this beautiful place we call the chapel, which is a very small room with great acoustics. And I gave every student from our little mini camp the opportunity to record an original song, but also to record something that they just felt like they had to record. It was such an amazing opportunity for them to hear and see a child and a student kind of realize that their music can just be created instantly into something really accessible and real. And I could play it back to them immediately and add some magic, as they say in the engineering world. And then it's like, wow, and also, sorry?
Will those recordings just be for themselves, or is there a plan for those recordings?
Well, a couple
we have a little plan.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, we started to make a Big Sur Fiddle Camp best hits or best of, and we're looking forward to do that. And we're going to try to accumulate a shelter in place album for this year, and this includes students from all over the country that will not be able to join us. So it's an incredible time for us to collect this music and share it with hopefully all of you.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I know please let us know when that is available. Let the Arts Council know, and we can let our audience know also.
Awesome.
So we have a title for that called "Sharing the Shelter," and we'll take our time throughout the summer gathering pieces, and then hopefully put it together in the fall.
Mhm.
I wanted to just quickly backtrack and tell you that Edwin is so generous with his time. And when he's with the students, you would have no guess, no idea that, first of all, he's from Toronto, works with the Toronto Orchestra, continues to compose for that orchestra and other orchestras all over the country in classical pieces, and he's with a rock band, and he has several different bands. His incredible duo with William Coulter, Fire and Grace, is local, which is helpful. And Fire, Grace, and Ash just produced an album last year called Partita Americana, unbelievable combination of folk music and Baroque music.
Wow.
And he's the headliner sought after for the Bach Festival
Right.
each year, maybe not this year, while he's pursuing his PhD in musicology. I mean, this man gives so much, and his full attention to each kid when he's there, as do all of our instructors, but he's got a lot on his plate. So thank you so much, Edwin, for joining us again today.
Thank
Of course.
you
Yeah.
so much.
I know we have to wrap it up, so I'll let you wrap us.
Yeah, so I
Right.
just wanted to, we talked a little bit about what's next, but if you want to share a little bit more about, you had your mini camp, and what's the plan going forward?
Well, we hope to have at least one, maybe two more mini camps during the summer. That doesn't cover all of our students by any means, but hopefully the ones that are available to join us will be able to in that small format. Then the other thing that we'd like to do, what we're looking to do on the long term, is have music year round offered in Big Sur. And that, the Big Sur Fiddle Camp, the Big Sur Food and Wine, the Wholehearted Chorus, the Park School, the Stage Kids, the homeschool group, the Historical Society, we all need a home.
Right.
And my barn is fine for 1 or 2 weeks, but there is no place in Big Sur to have performing arts and ongoing classes in arts. So we are all collectively looking at building a community center, a cultural center for Big Sur. And that's really our big dream looking forward. It's been on the books for about 25 years, and now we want to make it real. So you'll be hearing more about that.
That's amazing.
And I don't know if you can post these, but we'd love to have you post the link to Plant Seeds of Music. Phoebe Hunt, who's our co-artistic director, has started a new way of practicing by collaboration with all kinds of festivals and all of the teachers from those festivals and the singers and songwriters. So that Plant Seeds of Music is one that people can look up. And then locally, John Weed leads a free Tuesday jam session with Celtic music, as he did yesterday, and we joined him yesterday for it. It's called the Celtoids or Keltoids. I think it's the Keltoids. And it's now it's freely on Zoom every Tuesday. And I've got the link here for you.
Yes, we'll get the link and also share that. And also wanted to just briefly touch on, obviously we always have ongoing fundraising efforts, but how has that shifted for you a little bit during this time?
Well, normally we're fundraising mostly for our scholarship fund so that kids can come without any burden or without much less burden of what it costs to run the camp. And anybody who needs that assistance, that we have a standing fund for. But this year we're actually fundraising for the instructors. They've lost pretty much all of their employment, all of their gigs, and we hope that our fundraising efforts, which we're doing through MailChimp, continually through our online presence and things like this where we're out in the public talking about what we're doing. We are trying to support the 20 teachers that contracted with us this year, and they are in turn making themselves available to the students all summer. We're not charging any tuition for hooking them up, but they will contract one by one with a student to make that right financially for them. That still leaves a huge gap, and we'd like to help fill that gap. So that's what we're doing right now.
And we will be sure to direct.
we may do another host another Zoom, kind of a Zoom concert, but that's yet to be seen towards the end of summer. And if so, we'll let you know. Of course.
Yes, please do. That will be amazing. I will be there for that.
Great.
It'd be wonderful. So
Thank you.
how can we find all of you? We'll be sure to put everything in our feed, but if everyone just wants to ping pong right now, just say quickly where we can find you, what else you're, as Legion mentioned, everyone's doing so many things, but how can we find?
So for us, the best way to get in touch with us is bigsurfiddlecamp.org on the web. We also have a Facebook page and an Instagram. I should get you those links because I don't have it in front of me, but we do keep up with those.
We'll put everything into our.
Okay, that would be great. But yeah, that lets you know what we're up to. And it's an open invitation to have any young musician, doesn't actually have to be any particular age, who would like to have an intro video posted with us to send it to us. And as long as it's appropriate, maybe not in the nude, but any other way, we would love to share their music, and we will do that on our website. So
okay, that's wonderful. And Rick?
I can be found at, anybody can spell my name. There's only one Rick Chelew in the world. So you could Google Rick Chelew, Chelew. You can find me on Facebook, facebook.com// or whatever it is, Rick Chelew. I'm also Rick Chelew at gmail.com if you want to get in touch with me directly. I'd love to help students of any age working on guitar, or if they want to learn to play bass to back up other people, because there's always so many guitars. It's always good to have a bass player. And I'm also available for playing backyard parties as a soloist or with bands. We do anything from folk to jazz to rock and roll. So just get in touch with me. I'm happy to help out.
All right, thank you. And Edwin?
Yes, I have a website as well, and this summer for me is going to be all about, really beautiful, very small, backyard and back streets and garden events, and that's starting to fill up my schedule right now, and it feels really, really beautiful to just curate these moments with local artists that are really profound right now. And we've already had some people, just in tears because they didn't realize how much they missed music and art. So yeah, come find art.
Absolutely. So we'll be sure to share everyone's handles and all of your websites in our Facebook feed, and we already have people doing that right now as we speak. So thank you all so much, and we will also upload some of the videos that we weren't able to share and some of the images just to be able to connect in. So thank you all so much for joining us today, and
thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So stay tuned for next week when we will have our next edition of Artist Spotlight. And if you want to learn more about the Arts Council for Monterey County, please feel free to contact us at artsfornc.org. Thank you.